What's up, y'all? It's time. In this video today, we're going to be going over and ranking each and every 94 plus overall card on a tier list. So the best cards, college football ultimate team on a tier list. I did also put in the 93 overall Travis Hunters because, you know, he's got some crazy abilities. I think he has like silver takeoff, which obviously makes the card way better than maybe his 93 overall rating indicates. Also included, you know, all of the season 3 cards, or season 3 cards, right? Yeah, that did upgrade heading into season 4. Now, let's start off with both Travis Hunters. I said it when the cards came out. I think both these cards are solid cards. Obviously, the cornerback is way better in man coverage than zone coverage. So if you play man coverage, he is going to be way better in zone coverage. The wide receiver, 93 overall Travis Hunter, is a beast as well. Now, just because I have these cards at C tier here does not mean the cards are not good. Like, we're talking about the best of the best on this list today. So just kind of realize that as we do go through the list. Pat Bryant, straight up better than Travis Hunter. I mean, I don't think he's the best wide receiver in the game. But if you're comparing Pat Bryant to Travis Hunter, Pat Bryant's better. I think it really is that simple, that easy. Now, would I use my token on Pat Bryant? I do think there are better options. We'll get to that eventually. But Pat Bryant, gonna go B tier. Tyler Booker for an offensive lineman is fine. It's just tough. I'm just not gonna be that high on offensive lineman on this game. Emmett Warry stinks. I wish I could be higher on him. He just gets cooked in man coverage. I mean, it really is that simple, that easy. I'm actually going to go CT with C tier Emmett Warry. Trey White, pretty good. Again, I don't know all the abilities in the game right now. I'm guessing he probably has quick jump. I'm going to go C tier with Trey White. Really solid left end, left tackle. Ursary, going to go there. Kenneth Grant, I think is solid, but I'm still going to go C tier. Khalil Mullings, I'm honestly going to go F tier. I really don't like Khalil Mullings. And last but certainly not least, Sean Revel. I'm going to go B tier. Honestly, I think Revel and Pat Bryant are the two guys that I do like the most from the season 3 upgrade token. Now again, all these cards are fine. All these cards can I don't mind them if you use them on. Outside of Khalil Mullings, the card's horrible. Gauntlet reward, S tier. I mean, Delaney is an absolute beast. If you get this card, he is absolutely an S tier cornerback on this game. There really is no ifs. There really is no ands. And there's really no buts about it. I mean, card is an absolute beast of a card. And again, if you can find a way to get to those 9 wins in Gauntlet, you've got the best corner in the game. Like, by far and away. I can't even say by far and away, but I don't even think it's particularly close. You get to 9 wins in Gauntlet. That card is an absolute stub. Patrick Payton up next. Should see his price go down a ton over the course of the next week. I like the card, but I'm only going to go A tier. I do think he's one of your more complete ends in the entire game. The 96 acceleration is crazy for Patrick Payton. A tier, and again, I do expect his price over the course of like the next couple of weeks to slightly start going down. Now, right now he's only at 275, which is crazy. I'm surprised the card's not even more expensive than that, because to me, that is pretty crazy for one of your A tier cards in this game. Charles Woodson, I do like the card. I'm only going A tier though with Charles Woodson because side by side, Delaney's better. So it is what it is. That's my opinion on the cards. I do like Charles Woodson. He's fine, but he's only an A tier caliber option right now on this game. Let's get this. I'm just gonna do these in order. Otherwise, it'll take forever. Quinn Ewers, think he's really good. I'm going to go A tier. And I know some people might not even want Quinn Ewers at A tier, but I think this is definitely where the card does belong. I think he is one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Great throw accuracy. To me, it doesn't get much better than what Quinn Ewers can provide on the field. A tier for the card. Kyle Pitts at the tight end position, the best tight end in the game. Outside of the guy that was not supposed to come out today that ended up coming out, I forget his name. Or I don't forget his name, but I forget who it was. I know the name because I've seen him, he played in the NFL, but let me see if I can pull his name up quick. Let's see, is there any up? There's none. Oh yeah, there's one up. That is Martellus Bennett did get leaked today. But again, I think Kyle Pitts, for me at least, is the guy that I think is probably the most worth it for you guys to pick up today. Now again, I don't know, his price probably is going to be his price is probably going to be pretty high throughout the next week or so. But again, he is a card that I really do like in Kyle Pitts. I shouldn't say that. His price will probably, honestly, it depends. It depends if we get a new tight end or not. But I think his price could eventually actually go up. But it's tough because we do know Martellus Bennett is coming out next week. So interesting situation right there. Jalen Reed, kind of a letdown at the strong safety position. Now, I still think he is a B-tier caliber player, but at the strong safety position, if you want to talk about the best strong safeties in the game, I still think Kyle Hamilton's just as good as Jalen Reed. Now, he's still good. Again, 270,000 coins can get you the card. I don't think the card's perfect or anything. I'm going to go B tier. Definitely a solid card. But I don't think he's, worth that price probably. I can't even say worth the price because the card's cheap. Roquan Smith, I'm going to go C tier. I don't love Roquan Smith. Again, the card is fine. And I do want to sort these by offense and defense for you guys to make it a little easier. But I don't think like Roquan Smith is perfect or anything. The card I think is fine. Is he perfect? No. I think Danny Stutzman, and we'll get to it later on in this video, is better than Roquan Smith. A lot of people are going to disagree, but that's okay. Jonah Gray up next. B tier. I mean, he might grade out as my highest offensive lineman on the game, but it's just tough because he's fine. Like, there's nothing that really stands out about him. He's a fine guy that you guys can pick up for your squad. But I think fine is as high as I can go on the card. Like, he's an offensive lineman. I'm not going to be that high on most of the offensive linemen that we do talk about today. They're fine. They're fine. Cam Hayward up next. I think he's a beast. At the defense, I actually have this card, and so maybe that's why I'm super high on him. But I think Cam Hayward is one of the better guys that you guys can get your hands on the defensive line. Great block shed. Gets after the quarterback with the best of them. And again, it all comes down to this. Like, are we going to see, more or less defensive tackles coming here in the near future? I don't know. But for right now, Cam Hayward is an absolute stud on College Football 25 Ultimate Team. Cage Casey up next. I mean, I don't know. He's a fine left tackle. He's just kind of a boring card. C tier. Bray Hubbard up next, free safety. Again, like, a lot of these cards are good, but it's just like there's better cards. Like, Jalen Reed's better than Bray Hubbard, so I don't know where I'm supposed to go with them. I guess I'll go C tier. Matt Forte. Here's the thing. If you do not know, power backs are horrible in this game. So if you see a card that is a power back, they're not good. They run weird. So what you want is the term elusive back. If a card's an elusive back, they're going to run smoother. I know it sounds weird, but it's the truth. A lot of you guys might know that already. I honestly didn't know that before. I picked up Wisner. He ran weird. I picked up, the card Matt Forte today. He ran weird. I'm like, what is going on? Then I realized elusive backs are what you want. It's no wonder I've liked Caleb Johnson so much in recent memory. Kyle Hamilton, really good. Honestly, I think Kyle Hamilton's B tier. Right up there with Jalen Reed. Both cards really, really, really solid on this game. Denard Robertson. I keep calling him Robertson. Denard Robinson. B tier. Here's the thing with Denard. Throwing the football, not ideal for the card. As far as running quarterbacks, he's probably the second best running quarterback in the game. If you run the ball primarily with your quarterback, he is incredibly good. However, if you like to throw the ball a ton, there are better quarterbacks than Denard Robinson. Troy Smith, I'm going to go B tier as well. It just depends. Between these two, if you like to throw the ball, Troy Smith's going to be better. If you like to run the ball, Denard Robinson is going to be better. Sauce Gardner, I'm going to go B tier. Sauce Gardner's elite, though, because he's long, lengthy. He's 6'3" on the field. I will say this about the card. If you use Sauce Gardner, he's better in zone coverage than man coverage. So he's not what most people want out of a corner. I feel like most people play man coverage. However, if you play more zone coverage than man coverage, I'm telling you right now, Sauce Gardner is the guy for you. So take it for what it's worth. That's my opinion. Sauce Gardner, B tier. Kelly up next. He's mid. And I know it's not going to be a popular thing, but the card is mid on the field. I think 93 Travis Hunter walks circles around him. Honestly, I'm going to move 93 Travis Hunter up and the cornerback up. Because I think that's where these cards belong. I think both of these cards deserve to be at that B tier. It's my opinion. You guys don't have to agree. That's fine. But that's where I'm at with both the cards. After, just kind of thinking about it a little bit, I'm like, you know what? Travis Hunter's good. He's really good. B tier for him. Jonathan Baldwin up next. Actually, today is really cheap. And so here's where I got to go to CFB fan. Because it's impossible for me to memorize all these cards. 6'1", 94 speed. Good acceleration, good change of direction, good man, good zone, 6'1". I mean, the card's a beast. I feel like he's got to go to B tier probably. Like, I think the card is really, really, really solid. It's just tough, though. Like, it's tough because I don't want to put everybody at that B tier. You know what? I'm going to leave him at C tier. Reason being, I think Sauce Gardner is better. And so, again, you guys want to disagree with me on that reasoning, that's okay. I'm fine with it. because I think that's where these guys do belong. Jack Andre's up next. He's fine at the tight end position, but he doesn't blow me away. B tier. He's fine. A fine tight end in the game. Darius Fletcher stinks. D tier. I mean, there was a trophy glitch earlier this season where basically you were able to use your training instead of trophies and get these cards. So if you see somebody with Darius Fletcher, that's why. But guess what? They didn't get anybody good. Darius Fletcher is not good on this game. And I don't know like who has hyped up these cards. It hasn't been me. Darius Fletcher is not good. I'm going to go D tier. His change of direction is nearly unusable in this game. Like, it is really, really bad. Jake Slaughter, another offensive lineman. Just throw him right in there at C tier. He's fine. You can run him, have success with him. He's just fine, though. I'm not going to sit here and hype him up to the moon. Let's go with William Whitlow Jr. up next. Again, another card. Like, it's just hard for me to remember all these cards. So what I need to do is compare him to some of the other guys we got. Only 84 speed. Like, I know his power move's good. I know his block shed is okay, but he's okay. C tier. Like, he's got some of the new abilities which makes him better, but he's just okay. DK Metcalf, a tier at that wide receiver position. A stud. Like, DK Metcalf is so good on this game. Thing about it though is we might continue to see better and better wide receivers. So if I'm you guys, I'm being pretty patient overall when it comes down to that wide receiver position. But DK Metcalf is a stud. Would I buy him yet? No. I'd wait a little bit. Maybe even next week his price is going to shoot way down. But just know the card is an absolute stud on this game. So just know that. Keep that in the back of your mind. DK Metcalf is a beast. Oliver up next at the cornerback position. Here's the deal, guys. Another corner that I like, but when, again, you're comparing him to like a Sauce Gardner. Is he better than Sauce Gardner? My answer, no. But I primarily play zone coverage. He's not as tall as Sauce Gardner either. This card's good, though. Throw him right in there. Baldwin, Oliver. Two cards that are relatively cheap that you guys can pick up and have a lot of success with. I just slightly prefer Sauce Gardner. So maybe that's my personal bias getting in the way. Could be. Both cards C tier to me. Ronnie Stanley. I mean, he's a stud. I got to throw him a B tier. I don't like throwing offensive linemen in B tier, but Ronnie Stanley is a beast. If you are going to, let's say spend your coins on an offensive lineman, Ronnie Stanley, you can't go wrong with him. He's a stud. Wiggins up next, Nate Wiggins. How does he compare to Baldwin? How does he compare to Oliver? Well, let's see. Nate Wiggins, here's what you're looking at with the card. 94 speed, 95 acceleration is crazy. 91 change of direction, 94 man, 90 zone. I think he's better. Why? That 95 acceleration is crazy. I'm going to put him at B tier. Again, their abilities might change. You guys might have Sauce Gardner at C tier. I just like Sauce because I play zone and his height is insanely good. Max Crosby is elite on this game. And I normally don't, again, it's a defensive lineman like Gross, but just look at what this card does provide for you guys on the field. Probably relatively inexpensive today, 150, 90 speed, 91 acceleration, good change of direction, gets after the quarterback, great block shed. What more can you want? I bet he comes with silver quick jump too. I don't know. I'd have to look, but I bet he does. What more can you want out of a car? Max Crosby, a stud on this game. Easy addition into B tier. I don't, him compared to Patrick Payton, honestly, is probably, let's do it. Nah. Since we're here, let's do it. Max Crosby compared to Patrick Payton. Patrick Payton's better. I mean, he is. I tried to gash Max Crosby, but I just can't. Brandon Sheriff up next. He's a right guard. He's fine. I mean, he's fine. I'm gonna go C tier. He's fine. Travis Hunter. Both of these cards, we're going way up. I'm just telling you right now. 95 overall Travis Hunters for both the corner and wide receiver are S tier. Do you guys need me? Do you need my explanation or no? Silver takeoff for the wide receiver. The cornerback is the best corner in the game, up there with Delane. I mean, S tier. If you get these cards, they are the best at their specific positions in the game. So take it for my what it's worth. That's where I'm at with Travis Hunter. Absolute stud. Jeremiah Smith, really good, but he's only A tier. Does not have silver takeoff. Hurts the card, but he's still A tier. Like, Jeremiah Smith is still really good. 95 speed, 97 deep route running is crazy. But if you have him higher than Travis Hunter, you're just wrong. You're just simply put wrong. It's that simple, that easy. Banks Jr., he's fine at the left tackle position. B tier is as high as I can go. He's good. He's just fine. Tyleik Williams stinks. I don't know what you want me to say. When you're right, nah, he's D tier. He's better than Khalil Mullings, but barely. Like, Tyleik Williams is not good. D tier. Algier up next. He's pretty solid at the running back position. Now, he's an elusive back. Does a lot of things well on the field. I'm going to go A tier with Tyler Algier. Now, again, price-wise, I don't know. I try to get him for cheaper than he's going for because right now, like, he is decently expensive. But, I mean, there's not a lot of Algiers up. Like, if you can get one for like 130, I don't know when you guys are seeing this, but 130 wouldn't be a bad price for the card. I absolutely love him. Elusive back, gonna make people miss. Just an absolute stud of a card at that running back position. Next up, Javon Holland, free safety position. Again, it's hard to compare. Like, how does Holland compare to Hubbard? Well, let's look. Hubbard, let's go for you first. 94 speed, 94 acceleration. Change of direction is good. 96 man coverage, 6'2". Yeah, Hubbard, you've got to go up. Like, you've got to go up. You just got to. You're one of the best free safeties in the entire game. You've got to go up. Let's compare that to Holland, who I also think is solid as well. Now, one nice thing about Javon Holland is you don't have to change his team chemistry. If you have Oregon team chemistry, that works. Good speed, good change of direction, plays better zone than man, but can play man. 6'1", look, you're B tier too. And so here's the hard thing is, like, eventually gonna have to be lower on some cards. Dylan Sampson, elusive back, S tier. S tier. Now, I don't know exactly what he's gonna have come down the road. Like, I don't know how he's gonna compare to Reggie Bush. But let's look at the card. 95 speed acceleration, 94 carrying, 95 juke move. Change of direction is elite as well. I don't know where it's at, but it's elite as well. Sampson, S tier. S tier for Dylan Sampson. Cam Scatterbo, he's not great. C tier for the card, probably right. Maybe B tier. I mean, C tier. I mean, if Matt, no, hold up. If Matt Forte is gonna be D tier, how am I gonna gas Cam Scatterbo? I mean, I don't know how you do that. Like, is he better? Maybe, but if he is, it's not by much, honestly. I'm separating them by one tier. Yeah, Scatterbo, C tier. I don't love the card. Thornton, he's just undersized. Like, I like Thornton. He's just undersized. We'll go C tier. Isaiah Bond, he's starting to become outclassed. C tier for Isaiah Bond. There's just better and better receivers at this stage. Cooper DeJean, you are incredibly good. I'm going to go A tier with Cooper DeJean. I've said it when the card came out. I really like him. Still to this day can play at the highest level. A tier for Cooper DeJean. A really, really, really solid cornerback in this game that you guys can pick up that is going to compete at the very, very top level for you guys. Stutzman, I still think, is a stud of a middle linebacker. You guys don't have to love it, but Danny Stutzman is really good on this game. I'm going one tier higher than I went with Roquan Smith because I think Stutzman's better. B tier. Kamara up next. It's going to pain me, but he's A tier. It pains me to put Kamara at A tier because I still think the card's elite, but he's an A tier running back. Right up there with Tyler Algier. The thing about it is Kamara is still a stud. Like, he still does everything at an incredibly high level. I just can't go any higher than A tier. Puzlunski up next, or however you pronounce his name. Right in there with Roquan Smith. I got the card. He's not as good as Stutzman. Nick Bosa is still really good. Problem is he doesn't have those new abilities. So B tier for the card. Is he better than Max Crosby? It's up for debate. Stephon Diggs, he's still B tier. The thing about Diggs is this. Like, the card's really good, but as we get better and better wide receivers, they're just going to have better abilities. Like, stat-wise, Diggs is going to be as good as a guy like DK Metcalf, but when you compare their abilities, that's where you got to draw the line in the sand. Like, he's just not as good when it comes down to the abilities. Tim Keenan, he's better than Tyleik Williams, but he's not very good. I'm going D tier. I don't like the card. And so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like he's okay. I don't like the card. You're going D tier, and I don't care about it. Cam Newton, here's where things get tough. He's got to go S tier. Like, Cam Newton has to go S tier. Is he better than Quinn Ewers? It depends. Do you like to run the football? Do you like to throw the football? If you like quarterbacks that can run, Cam Newton is by far and away better with that 94 speed. If you like quarterbacks that throw the football, Quinn Ewers is better. For me, I like Cam Newton slightly more still to this day. Harold Fannin Jr., really still good at the tight end position. Honestly, I'm throwing him right in here with Jack Andrews. The hard part is he's just not the best tight end in the game anymore. King Large, not great. He can go at C tier. Devontae Adams is still fine. Is he better than Isaiah Bond? Yes. Is he as good as Stephon Diggs? Not quite as good, but he is a B tier wide receiver still. Money Manziel is good. Problem is he's B tier. At this stage, these are your B tier quarterbacks. Ewers is better. Cam Newton is better. It really is that simple, that easy. All the B tier quarterbacks can play. They're just no longer the best quarterbacks in the game. And so they're still good, but again, just not that elite level anymore. Power, Eccles, Roquan Smith, Puzlunski type level. Wisner, not great, D tier. General Booty is really good. And so here's where things get difficult. Is General Booty as good as Quinn Ewers? Honestly, let's look at it. Because initially when Ewers came out, I'm like, well, Ewers throws the ball about as good as anybody. nobody's better than him. But as I'm thinking about it, wait, isn't General Booty just as good with higher speed? And he kind of is. What am I gassing Quinn Ewers for when General Booty is just as good? Forget what I'm talking about, man. General Booty is an A-tier quarterback. Cam Newton's better, but not by a whole ton. Major Burns, last but certainly not least. He's fine. Is he B-tier, though? I don't think so. Because I like Kyle Hamilton more than him. Major Burns, C-tier. I like the card, but he's C-tier. That's going to wrap it up for my best player tier list in College Football 25 Ultimate Team. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.